Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Look-In. So I wanted to talk about change and how a lot of times change is hard. It's not easy. And we try to do better and we try to be better, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. And then sometimes it feels like you're fighting with yourself and you're trying to understand things, but it just doesn't make sense. It just keeps happening. It's the same thing over and over again, the same kind of person, the same kind of situation. It's just annoying. It's frustrating. It's hard to deal with. So I want to first say that's completely understandable, right? We're people, nothing is easy. Life isn't easy. You're trying to adapt. You're doing something. You're working towards something. So that is commendable in itself. But what I want to say and bring up in this video is that when you are feeling that this is really hard, I'm trying, but it's hard, it's not working, it's not easy every day, it's a chore. I got to figure out, okay, now what do I need to do in order to be a better person? What do I need to do in order to do different? What do I need to do to understand things for the way that it is versus the way that I need it to be? I'm gonna go into that a little bit. So what do I mean when I say the way that it is versus the way that I need it to be? We go back and forth with ourselves, and that's how we're groomed in society, to go back and forth because either you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. Either that thing is bad or good. Instead of looking at it that what it is none of those things. It's none of those things. It is what it needs to be in order to bring growth out of you. It's helping you. Every situation that you come in contact with is helping you. So that's really when you're looking at it for what it is, because it's supposed to teach you something. So when you're asking yourself the right questions and you're looking at things for the way that it is versus needing to be right or wrong or good or bad or happy or sad or what have you, when you take all of the emotion out of it and you take yourself out of it and you take the other person out of it and you look at the situation as an outsider with no attachment to it, no emotion to it, then you can see, and you're asking yourself the right questions, then you can see what the benefit of the situation is to you and to your life and what it's supposed to bring out of you. So that's what I mean when I say looking at things for what it is versus what you need it to be. So how does that relate to change? So when you look at things for what it is, right? A lot of times we listen to different things and we try to get some motivation and we read books and we meditate and we do all of these things, and it becomes challenging to keep it up, to keep that mentality up. It's not always easy. So what I want to tell you is allow the understanding to change you. Don't try to change because of the understanding. So I can pick up a book and I can read through the book and I can get it. I can be like, okay, that makes sense. I get it. Or some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. Or I get the gist of it. And now since I get the gist of it, I just read Be a Better, you know what? I'm going to do better. I'm adopt that. I'm going to be a better person. And now I'm going to see some difference. But it's hard and people are trying you and they're, getting on your last nerve and they're frustrating you and they're not moving the way that you need them to move and doing what you need them to do, and you can't stand it. It's driving you crazy. You want to just kick the dog, have a fit. That's because you're trying to change. When you allow the understanding to change you, it's natural, it's flawless, it's effortless. That's because you've asked the right questions. You have looked at what it is that you're trying to change, where you're trying to make a difference, and you've let that absorb into your system. That means releasing old mentalities and old behaviors and old viewpoints. All of that facade that we talked about in earlier videos, that facade that we build, that colored page that we have in our life, that we've colored and that we've gone through different things, and it has colored us, and it's created this huge mural called our life. Allowing yourself to look at it for what it is, and then you can change, because you have been changed by the understanding. When you try to do it, it's not easy. It's a good chance when you're trying to do it that it's not going to work, because you're trying. You have to understand, and then through your understanding, you will be changed. Think about that. Let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in.